we are going to start with something a little different. This is going to be what we're going to be ultimately making. We're going to make that pencil box, but we're going to be moving toward this, which is laser cut lamps. And there's all sorts of laser cut lamps, as you can see. I mean, they're all over. There's a flood of it on the market now. When we first started this, there was nothing out there. There was absolutely nothing out there. And now, as you can see, there are so many different types, which is driving me insane. Because there's a whole bunch of places where you can, copy from or what have you. So I will make it a little bit more difficult than just being able to do something standard like this. Let's talk about that, though. Let's talk about one of the most standard styles, which is this sort of rotary kind of idea here, where as you can see, there's a whole bunch here. There's free ones here. You can just download them and just cut them. This is where the site was, where you can just download it. There's all sorts of vector files on here. You just download butterflies and Buddha and on and on and on. This is one of the rotary styles here, where you have basically what it is just a rotary, like a wheel, like a gear, and then the slats that go on the side. It's very basic. This is more like your pencil box design. And this, again, is rotary style. It just has basically a very unique shape on the side. And of course, is like a light bulb. How clever. And basically that's, what they're just selling online. And so what I'm going to show you today is how to, we were in 20 minutes is right. We're going to show you how we can make something. This is what I downloaded from the free patterns. What I'm going to show you how to do is this right here, where you can do this circular pattern here. Because the more you know Illustrator, the better you're going to be adept at doing different things with it. So we're going to go ahead and make a new print here. And it's going to be 24 by 18 inches, because that's going to be about the size of the wood that we'll be using. I'm going to go ahead and hit create there. Once I hit create, what's going to happen is we are going to make our first circle, because we're not going to be doing a square. We're going to be doing a circle, an ellipse tool. I'm going to click on there, and we're going to make our width 10 inches and the height 10 inches. I mean, basically, we got a circle. Boom, we got that. Next thing I want you to do is make sure that you are in your tracing workspace. If you need to, you can always reset the tracing workspace so it all goes back to where it's supposed to be. So there's my circle. I'm in the tracing workspace. One final thing I'm going to have you do here. I'm going to go up to Window, and then let me see if it's on this page or on the other one. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see View. Here we go. Go to View and Rulers. You're going to show rulers. Also, Command R will get you very, very easily. Okay. So here we go. We've got this. We've got these rulers showing here, right? Now I want you to notice this. It does have all the center parts and everything's there. The issue is with the Smart Guys. The issue is when we get to go doing what we want to do, it might not be there. So I want to make sure that we can find that center point real fast. So we're going to come over to the side. See how my arrow changed? I can now pull from here, and there's a guide. See that guide? It just stays right there. It's going to stay right there. And you can take it out anytime you want to. It's just like you can delete it just like anything else. And we're going to drag this down here. And here we're going to have the center guide as well. So now we got a center guide on both sides here. Now, what we're going to do now is we're just going to make a slat, just to make a slat so we have something here. I'm just going to get a rectangle tool, pull straight down. There it goes. Okay, I don't know how tall that was. I made it 11 inches. Let's make it 10 inches tall. Let's be and then we're going to make it about 1.5 inches wide, 1.5 inches wide. So now we should have a circle that's 10 by 10 and just a piece of wood that's, 1.5 by 10. Remember, you can change this to anything you want after the fact. All right, so we're going to pull that down about here, and there it is. Now we got these two items. Now this is the thing that's going to wrap all the way around this one circle here, just like we saw in these guys over here. Right, this one, where it just wraps all the way around. See how it wraps all the way around? Except for we only have a slat. Okay, we can get more creative later if we'd like to. So, what we're going to do now, let me go ahead and make sure that we can see that. I'm going to change that stroke to black. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we can see it. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add those little these guys, the little indents, right? So the cutouts. So what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna grab, come closer, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create a small rectangle up here. I'm creating a small rectangle right like that, and the rectangle will be 3 millimeters wide. So we know that 3 millimeters wide is in inches, because I've done this so many times, 0.1181. Okay, 0.1181 wide. That's how wide 3 millimeters is. And then the height, we're gonna make the height 0.25. And you'll find out why in a little bit. Okay, so now we have a 0.25 by a 0.1185 high. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy, we're going to drag it, and we know right where the center is, because see how it just like locked right in there when you went right past the midpoint there. Yeah, there it is right there. And then what I want to do though is I want to make sure that those guys are 100%. Yeah, they look like they're 100%. So the way I'm going to do that is by clicking both of them, this guy right here and this guy right here. And what we want to do is we want to align. We want to align those tops together. Make sure that those tops are aligned together. Make sure it's centered, and it seems to be both of those things. So this is going to be top, dead center, aligned, and aligned with the circle. So here we go. Now, we want to now be able to, like they did over here, have many, many, many of these things, right? So we're going to have many, many, many of these things. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and grab this, the select tool, the selection tool. And we're going to come here and we're only going to select that guy right there. Okay. So we're going to select our little indent, and then we're going to come over to the left, and we're going to find our rotate tool, which is right there. See the astronaut, and it rotates objects around a fixed point. Okay. So what we're going to do now is that's going to rotate, but I want you to notice something here. Let's see if I can get closer. Yeah, when I hit this and I hit rotate again, notice how that's that little center point. Well, you don't want a center point because then it'll rotate around itself. So we're going to come down here. We're going to move down. We're going to go find it. Where are you? It's down there somewhere. Let's see if I can do this slowly. Nope, went too far. See, I went too far. All right, let me zoom out a little bit so we can find it. Okay, there he is. So I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go right in there. Now, that's where I want to be, but we got to select it. Is it selected? It is selected, and we're still in rotate. Now, what I'm going to do, excuse me, is I'm going to still hold down my Option key. No, actually, hang on. Let's do this again. We're going to select it all the way there. Okay. Up there, rotate tool. Okay, little arrows there. Hold down Option key. Notice how those little 3 dots came there? And we come right to here, and we hit that guide. Now, what's happened is this top square is now going to rotate around this fixed point. And now we're going to get an angle here. So we know that a circle is how many degrees? 360 degrees. And I decided that I wanted to do about 18 of those of the slats that go up, you know, the vertical slats. But so we do 360, because this is what we're going to let the computer do math. 360 divided by 18. Watch what happens when I hit preview. Yeah, see, I get that extra one there. Notice how I have preview, and it's right like that. Now, I don't want to click OK yet. I want to click copy. And what that does now is it copies that one. Okay? Notice how it copied it. I haven't done anything to it. I haven't changed the position. I haven't touched it, moved it at all. As long as you haven't done that, the next part's going to be easy. So we have 2, right? We need 16 more. I hit my Command key and the D key. Right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've lost the count. I'm just going to guess right about there. So now I've got my 18. Brilliant. Love it. So now I've got these 18 here. Let's hope that this all works the way it's supposed to, like it did in rehearsal. I'm going to go ahead and highlight those guys. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those guys out. The way I do that is with my Shape Builder tool. I just come into the center here. And then did you see how there was that little red blip? That means it's cut, I hope. And then I pull out. Yep, there it is. It's pulled out. Now some of them didn't look like they worked. Did they work? All work? Sometimes it gets a little bit. It gets a little funky, and it doesn't work. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that and see why. And you go, okay, well I'll just deal with that, you know. And if it didn't work, we can figure out why it didn't work. But we kind of come in here and we take a look here. Oh yeah, see, it's not quite at the edge. So I got to take this guy right here. I've got to actually physically move him. He's different. Well, he's not going to let me physically move him. Oh, is he? Yeah, okay. So in here, we're going to have to get creative and kind of come like this with my 10 tool. And we're going to go, no, we don't want to do that. Right about, yeah, I'm going to go across here. Okay, and then we're going to get that shape tool, right? After we've done these two guys, we're going to get these two guys, do the shape tool, and we're going to make that shape, and then we're going to go like this, and pull that out. Now it's worked, okay? So you gotta really coddle this thing sometimes. And there's another one. I didn't see many that weren't bad. There's like 3 of them that were bad. I don't understand because it does this every now and again, and you just have to work with it. You just have to work with it. That's all. The other way you can do this is by doing the direct selection tool, grabbing that little anchor, pulling it a little forward. See that? You don't want to change it much. Take that little anchor, pull it forward. We just want to overlap these lines here, right? So now we're good. We go like that. We go like this. We select it, shape tool, and you get the idea, right? Yeah, let's see if I can pull that out. Let's see if I can pull that out. If I pull that, no. Yeah, see, they're all seeing it the same shape. So you gotta go like that again. Select both shapes, shape tool, and then see how I cut it out. I can pull that out now. I should be able to pull that out. Yeah, pull it out now. And then notice how it went to that little area there. I'm just going to delete that puppy. Yeah. Okay, so there it is right there. I'm not going to do the rest of them. There's only like 2 or 3 that didn't work, okay? But, most of them worked. You know, there's a little line over here. You just kind of cut that out too. So there it is right there. But see how it did seem to get them all, but it didn't actually make it to the edge. And usually, it usually works, but sometimes it doesn't. And I could have recut this, but I decided not to because I wanted to see if you were struggling, that it's not uncommon. All right, so we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to take this guy right here, and then what this guy would have to have is obviously a mate. Okay, so we come over here and make our a rectangle, and that's going to be a width of 0.25, right? 0.25. Because we used a 0.25 in there. Now, I could just as easily 0.5 if I want to, right? Because it'd be half an inch in. And then this is going to be 0.1181, right? I'm going to say, okay. And then now we have this. We have to make a decision as to where it goes, but it can go anywhere along in here. Wherever it happens to be that we're going to be. But right now, for now, we just want to get you to use the tools, not so much worry about where those measurements are. Okay, so here we are right now. We want to make sure that when we align those guys, it's going to be aligned to that left side, so that way make sure that it will actually cut out. Now, we're going to find out if this also has a problem. You know that little red thing that just happened when I clicked on it twice? Yeah, this seemed to work a little better, I think. Yeah, that one worked better. So that was a good execution on that. So now what's happened is you've got something that can go around here and they can slot together. This slot A goes into this B over here. Again, this is sometimes troubling over here, but you just go around and you fix what you have to fix. You come around and like this guy right here, you just select the tool and then you pull that out and you just make sure that it's all nicely, and then you just go over both of them real quickly. And you do the cutout, shape builder. There you go. See how that happened? There you go. Bye-bye. So that's that. So that's the assignment today. Turn one of these things in like that and this in like that using the measurements that I just gave you. Nothing special. in the center, I want you to go, hello. Just like that. And then maybe give myself a little bit of different font. Have a little fun. Here's my favorite font, as you know. And we'll go make it maybe 48. So that's all I need from you. For today's lesson, just turn this in and you're in great shape. All right, again, save it. Save it, file, save as. I'm going to save it on my computer for now. On my desktop, and I'm going to call it, circular lamp. Okay, but first we'll put my name, sorry. Toronto _ circular lamp. And that's it. And then turn that in. Okay? So we're going to save it. And I want you to turn it in as an illustrated document so I see that you did the work. I'll look at the metadata and make sure that you didn't go copying it from something else. That's right. All right. Here we go. Save. Okay. Okay. And I hope that that works out for everybody. Should be fine. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you for tomorrow's lesson.